And right now with me, it is indeed my pleasure to welcome dancer, choreographer, the very talented Nakul Mahajan. It's been a long time coming. Welcome to Showbiz India.
Thank you so much, Reshma. You look so beautiful, as always.
Oh, you're too kind, Nakul. And I think I've known you since you were a teenager.
It's been a long time.
You had such an amazing story right from the get-go. You actually taught yourself to dance. Tell me when dance came into your life.
Well, dance came into my life at a very early age because my parents are, huge Bollywood fans. And, we grew up watching, Hindi movies and then television shows like yours, that came later though, of course. But, just things that connected us to our homeland, to our culture. I found myself really gravitated to just the song and dance numbers and how lavish these Bollywood numbers would be. And I would secretly go in my room and reenact what I saw. And any places that didn't have choreography, and at the time I didn't even know what that word meant, I would fill it up on my own with whatever was coming to my mind, unknowingly choreographing and not realizing that that itself is a talent. So my mother was very concerned that her son is dancing and, not just dancing to Amitabh Bachchan songs from Suhag, but he's also doing Rekha's parts too, and doing it quite well. So that kind of obviously concerned her. So I often got in trouble for dancing. And my mom used it as leverage, but I kept doing it innately. I just couldn't stop.
Good for you. It's such a beautiful story. Kudos to you that you kept dancing. And of course, you've made it into an extremely successful career. But clearly this was not easy, even from the get-go. And then, you've been so brave. You've talked about the fact that you are gay. You've talked about the fact that you had cancer. What gives you the strength to come out and be a leader of sorts?
Well, I just feel that, it's all about paying it forward. I think that's, and I see myself as an educator first, before anything else. The first thing that I am is someone that is passing on a talent to someone else. And there's a sense of responsibility there. It's a gift. And every artist has to pass on their gift. Otherwise, they're not worthy of it. So for me, with the gift of dance, I've also been given the gift of being different. And that is a gift. And it took me a long time to realize that this is the gift that has combined with the platform that I've been very lucky to be on. My strength came from just, obviously seeing the world changing, but also the support of people. Like once I came out to my parents and found that courage, and once they embraced me and said, "You are you and we love you no matter what." And although we may not understand, and that's okay, seeing you happy in your authentic self is what every parent wants. And that gave me the strength. And then after that, Reshma, it didn't matter anymore. And for many years, and I've known you for so long, and I've had the privilege of calling you a friend for so long, it's difficult when your bread and butter is a contingent on your community and their acceptance. And for so many years, there were whispers in my ear that if I were ever true to myself, that the community wouldn't accept me and that I would no longer be hired to dance at your wedding and that I would no longer have students because parents would be afraid. And that stigma took me a long time to get over. And I knew that once I get over it, then I can perhaps set an example that those are all false notions. It's not true at all. and I'm living example of it. If anything, I think after I came out, I don't think that my work, my artistic work has never been better because I'm free, I'm unshackled. And when you have the love around you of people seeing you for who you are without any facade, then it changes you and it liberates you. It takes you to higher places. My career lifted once I was completely authentic.
That is so beautifully said. What would you say is your biggest highlight of your career? First big highlight of your career?
I think my biggest highlight of my career, when I kind of gave myself a little pat on the back, was perhaps when I got a call from Michelle Obama's people to come to the White House and, teach her Bollywood dancing along with students from nearby schools. And then being at the White House and just having, it was very short, it was like less than 5 minutes, but just having a conversation with her and her just telling me how much she enjoys watching Bollywood dancing on So You Think You Can Dance. And that's how she came across knowing me. And just, her embracing the Indian culture and loving it and bringing that into the forefront of the White House, which I think is something that I thought I would never see. And I think at that moment, especially my father, I think, he was, that was his big moment that his son made it to the White House.
And I want to give a special hello and thank you to Nakul. We got moves, right? Good. A wonderful time. And I think as Nakul pointed out, it was the first time that we did Bollywood in the state room here at the White House. So
it was a great moment. And an inside tidbit on that, which I haven't shared with too many people, but now all Showbiz India viewers will know this, so during my my hour-and-a-half masterclass, I was wearing this like really nice kurta pajama. And in the middle of it, I'm doing this arm movement, and then I literally rip my entire pajama from my armpit all the way down. And it was very embarrassing. And later we had an opportunity to take a picture with her. And I had changed into my jeans and like this shirt that I was wearing when I first attended, and then I was gonna change. That was the idea. And I apologized to her going, I'm so sorry, I'm in this. I had a wardrobe malfunction and I have to just take this picture with you. And she laughed it off. She said, it's okay. She's such a genuine person.
It's almost been a year since I saw you on the red carpet of Mira Royal Detective. And that was such an amazing moment for all us Indians that, we were being represented on Disney Plus, and you're the choreographer. So tell me that feeling.
Yeah, I've been a huge Disney fan from the beginning. Animation is something that I've always been drawn to. I actually had an opportunity 6 years ago that slipped out of my hands when I was undergoing chemotherapy. And it was for a DreamWorks project. There's something that I've always lived by, Reshma, and that is, when there's something that you don't receive or don't get, it's because it wasn't meant for you. And because there's something bigger and better that is gonna come your way. For me, it came a few years later, but it was well worth it. And that was to work with my favorite company that represents animation, and that's Disney. So when Disney called me for a Disney Junior program called Mira Royal Detective, I went in for an interview, and they shared with me these beautiful sketches and some works that they were doing. And my face was like, I was in awe. It was like a child walking through the Disneyland park for the first time. I got emotional, and I never get emotional in an interview because that's not what you do. But I did. I got real. It honestly, Reshma, it didn't even matter I forgot that I'm here to land a job. I forgot. I just got immersed, and then ideas just started like coming through my head, and I started like saying things. And then the next thing I know, the next day they called me and they're like, we'd like you to work on this project. And I was blown away. And it's been a dream come true to bring choreography on an animated series it's a breakthrough. We've never seen anything like this. And what I like the most, if I can just add this in, quite often we get stereotyped and we get typecasted. That's the word I want to use. We get typecasted in what we do. When Hollywood sees it a certain way, they want to keep it just the way it is. And it often doesn't have room to evolve, even though Bollywood has evolved so much. We know that. So sometimes, it's very challenging to break that. What Mira Royal Detective has allowed me to do is not just bring Bollywood to the show, but it's allowed me to also feature regional forms that represent India. And although we see these forms in Bollywood, because it's a mix, right? But to choreograph a number that is just a Rajasthani Ghumar or just a Bhangra or just a Dandiya number, that is just fantastic that this show's allowed me to do.
Recently, another feather in your cap was being mentioned in Variety magazine. When you found out that you were going to be in that list, how did you feel?
Just utter shock. Honestly, it's a magazine and it's a brand that I've always connected to, and to be amongst a list of such esteemed people, it's humbling and it's surreal.
You still have virtual classes going, is that correct?
We are teaching virtually. They can visit our website at ndmdance.com. We're doing the best that we can. And something that I want to urge all your viewers is that the dance community at large, especially here in the US, is suffering. So my request, my plea for our community is, let's not forget about small businesses, generally speaking, but let's not forget about the arts, because it is the arts that really, I feel, has always been the food for the soul, and especially for children. What's young children, we really don't understand how much stress is released when hearing music, when singing, when dancing. In this time, I think staying active is really important. And if it's not NDM, find your locals dance school, wherever you are. Give them your support and their love.
I think I'm going to join one of your classes. Oh. Absolutely.
That just filled my heart. Thank you.
Also, it's going to help me lose some weight. I need to practice social distancing from the refrigerator.
That's hilarious.
What can we look forward to in the future? I know you have lots cooking up.
Well, yeah, aside from losing 10 pounds, what do I have in the future? I did, interestingly, and I'll talk about this in brief, but I did a new show under the COVID world, which was very interesting in Hollywood. And I'll be able to talk about what new reality show I just did. It's going to be airing in a few weeks. Really excited about that. And it was definitely very, it was great to be a part of a unit that was taking this so seriously and taking every precaution possible. But, it is a different world out there. And, I have elderly parents. So for me, it was really important that anything that I do with responsibility.
Thank you so much for taking the time out. We wish you continued success, and we'll talk to you soon, hopefully.
Thank you so much. It's always such an honor and pleasure to talk to you. And it just fills my heart because you always brighten up my day whenever I see you.
Oh, thank you, Nakul. Likewise, happy holidays. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you. Same to you and all your wonderful viewers.
Subscribe to Showbiz India's YouTube channel and be sure to click on that bell icon for instant notifications.